Welcome back to Championship Sunday at Ivy Madness. It is the women's final coming up next. Alongside D-Line, I'm Joe Torty, glad that you could join us. And we are joined now by Belle Colclanis, the head coach of the Dartmouth Big Green. Belle, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Now let's play a little game really quickly.
Okay.
Pretend that you have the Penn Quakers lineup at your disposal.
Oh, my goodness.
How do you slow down Bella Allery with those tools?
You know what? I've asked Michael for that same opportunity, so I appreciate you giving it to me. How do you slow her down? I think Penn's going to focus on what Penn does and what Penn does well, and it's their game plan. So you're going to see that 2-2-1 zone back into the 2-3. They're going to protect the paint. What's great about Penn is they have size to match Allery's size. They have rim protection. So they're going to start with that, and they're going to do what they do well. They're going to protect that paint. They're going to rebound, and I think they're going to score paint points on the other end as well.
But when you look at them, they are the two best defensive teams in the Ivy League, and yet I think they are different defensively. Explain to people how
they are.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
But they are the two best.
They are clearly the two best teams in our league, the two most talented teams, and they have the most depth, but they play two very different styles of basketball. So it's going to be an awesome game, a competitive game to the finish. Defensively, Penn shows a lot of zone, whereas Princeton, more man-to-man, but their man-to-man is switching. They have a ton of length on the perimeter. They have size in the paint. So you say, well, Coach, isn't that the same as zone? It's very similar. So defensively speaking, both teams, they protect the arc pretty well, and they protect the paint well. So it's going to be a battle.
As you watch these games play out, Princeton won a dominant performance against Yale. Penn kind of had to grind it out a little bit against Harvard. Who has the advantage in terms of the path that they took to get here?
It's Championship Sunday today, so advantage, we'll soon to find out. You know, there's so many nerves right now. There's so much excitement. Again, they are the two best teams in the league right now. The rest of us in the conference, we're trying to change that. We're doing our best so that we can be here competing. But, you know, I really do think they're matched up so well. From point guard play with Anna Ross and Carly as a freshman. I mean, you can put them in ball screens and have them create, to the game inside, which obviously post play, how are you going to defend the post, to your three-point shooting threats. I mean, both teams have weapons at every area of the floor.
Well, you touched on that. Everybody's trying to raise their games in the Ivy League.
Yes.
To match what these two have been able to do really over the last 8 years.
Yes.
But I think I do see the talent is increasing in the Ivy League. I think it's more athletic. I think there are more shooters. Do you see it, and what's making it better?
We see it and we feel it. It's exciting. The recruiting that we've done across the league is we're recruiting higher level. Incredible student athletes always in the Ivy League, but really raising the level of women's basketball. There's fantastic coaching going on from head to toe. So everyone's game planning. You know, you'll see everyone is true to their own style, and we stay loyal to that. But you'll see the wrinkles, and you'll see the different game plans to take advantage of matchups as you go along. But we're the 9th best conference, I believe, still in the country currently, and that's real. And it's a very exciting time to be in the Ivy League.
Speaking of that, the goal is obviously to get multiple bids from the Ivy League into the NCAA tournament. How close is this conference to making that a routine?
I believe we're right there. That's in my heart. This, like we're talking about, the level of play is such a high level, and when you look at our non-conference schedules and what we've been able to do across the country, just leaving our mark with our non-conference schedules, RPIs they're rising each year, so we're right there.
Along that line, do you because the RPI is a deciding factor in ties in your thing, which I think is,
tell me about it.
I think that's fabulous, though, because it makes you go out and play great opponents in the non-conference. But if you're a coach, you might not feel the way I do.
I tell you what, so my mentor is Wendy Larry's, coached at Old Dominion, legend in the game, and she taught me right away, to be the best, you got to play the best. You have to put yourself out there, and we're starting to do that as a league with our non-conference scheduling.
I love it.
So, me too. Yeah.
Taking a look at this game, how will we know which way this game's going to go early on? As a coach, what are you looking for? How do you watch this?
Yeah, I'm looking at the rebounding. I'm looking at those 50-50 balls, especially, again, you're talking championship play here. You have to value every possession. I'm also taking a look at who's going to be able to knock down threes today. That's an important part of our entire conference across the board. It's been a part of the last 24 hours here with the semifinal games and even the men's final not too long ago. So defending the arc and who's going to step up and make shots and make plays.
Are we going to see you here next year or in the Ivy League tournament next year?
God willing, one day at a time. We are working towards that. We certainly want to be here and have some more green in the building.
Head coach Belle Kouklandis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Enjoy the game.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Championship Sunday rolls on. We'll be right back with more Ivy Madness right here on the Ivy League Network.